So I invite you just to join me simply through this invocation, this short meditation, so that you have time to really connect with your heart's intention for the reading. This way you'll make it your own and just follow along. And if you skip over this, you can always just watch the recording when I jump to the overhead camera to the spread. So, as always, we begin with the breath. So just tuning into your own internal space and your ability to ground yourself wherever you are in the present moment. And I also invite you to take a few deep breaths, or at least a couple, where you inhale through the nose, hold just for a few seconds, and then exhale through your mouth slowly. And you should feel a shift within one breath of how this vagal nerve is activated through this holding, through this expansion in your lungs. And exhale slowly. And this is just allowing for a deep sense of relaxation so you can ground yourself. Anchor yourself all the way down to the center of the earth. So imagine a brilliant white light that's coming down and surrounding you always, but you are now more engaged with it, more acknowledging of it, and feel it sink down. And feeling that anchoring into Pachamama, the Divine Mother. Feel that energy now filling this central channel of yours so that you can expand your toroidal field. We all exist within toroidal fields. There are fields everywhere and we're interacting. Everything is connected. So feel that connection and feel the expansion of your toroidal field as this iron molten core of Gaia, of the earth, flows upward, fills your essence, and then flows outward. And you can feel that energy generating itself, self-generating. It is infinite and eternal. And as you feel it expand and you allow the breath to just flow naturally, notice that through this connection, through this awareness of the iron core of the earth, we are activating our own base chakra, our own iron core, which is represented through our blood, our hemoglobin, our red blood cells. That deep connection to our immune system, right? Our life-giving, life evolving, right? Always moving. And we are tapping into the I am presence in this invocation and just using the idea of I for intention, allowing an intention to surface through your heart. A for your attention that you are putting on or placing on your intention and your desired goal, and M for the movement, the hollow movement. Everything is moving. Nothing is stagnant. If it's stagnant, it's dead, right? It is no longer vital. So just feel the vitality of your own intention aligned with your attention. And knowing that as we've activated this base chakra through this sense of iron at the center of the earth, our center through our hemoglobin is now activating all of our chakras so that all of our chakras are open, fully functioning front and back, balanced and aligned, and expanding out any extra energy, this fulfillment of vital life force is spilling out through the crown into our toroidal field and interacting with the greater sense of conscious awareness, our superconscious, our connection to the great mystery. For even though we're always asking for guidance, wisdom, and understanding about specific thoughts, feelings, emotions, events in our life, the truth is there are some things we just may never know in this lifetime. That is a part of it because it is not yet created. We are co-creating with everything. So just take a moment to feel that connection, to feel the chakras opening, to feel your field expanding. And then again, with this deepened sense of awareness, I invite you along with me to create a sacred circle from which we will create the reading. So, calling in all of the directions, the east, the south, the west, the north, above, below, and the middle. Come and be with us. Come and be with us. Support our awareness of the sacred circle being here in this present moment, wherever you are, expanding outward into the room, beyond the room, through the building that in which you sit, or if you're outside, even further outward to engage or connect with all of our ancestors. Our ancestors being everything that was a part of the creation of the now. Every creature, every element, every aspect. So feel yourself expanding into this deeper field of knowing, this wisdom field. Come and be with us. Come and be with us. All of the elementals, earth, air, fire, water, ether, plasma, neutrinos, gammas, and all those elements yet unknown to man. Come and be with us. Come and be with us. Sit with us in this now sacred space, the sacred foundation for our intention. Come and be with us. Come and be with us. To all of our guides, angels, and teachers, we invite you, the two-legged, the four-legged, the many-legged, the winged ones, the finned ones, the creepy crawlers. We invite you into this sacred space. Bring your wisdom, joy, compassion, abundance, knowledge. Bring this with you, with your presence here in this divine and sacred circle. Come and be with us. Last but not least, our ancient ancestors past, our ancestors in the present, and our ancestors in the future. Come and be with us, all of those whose names we do not know, but whose blood runs through our veins. Come and be with us. Come and be with us. And then give yourself a breath or two to feel the presence of all that we just invoked and invited to be a part of this beautiful sacred symbols reading. And in and of itself is a ceremony. So we're just creating a simple ceremony around this idea of calling in or invoking wisdom and guidance to support us in whatever we were intending. If something welled up in your heart, or it's as simple as give me guidance for this Aries full moon. The full moon, we know, often brings heightened aspects of expansion, heightened levels of activity, intensification of things. So just allow yourself to expand with that. And whatever Aries might mean to you, we know it's fiery, it's a warrior-like energy. It's that push to move forward, to instigate something new, which of course we know may also mean letting go of things that no longer serve us, that take up that space. So just acknowledging both aspects of are at play, of this are at play. And then while I rattle for a few seconds, just allow that deepening of the theta alpha state in the brain so that it too is aligned with this great mystery and this superconscious awareness that we have. We have access to at all times. So just taking that in and feeling again a moment to just allow a heart-centered intention come forward that may guide you through this Aries new moon time, which happens on Friday, just a couple days away. And I'm going to grab the basket and invite you with me to blow into the basket 3 times. So blow into the basket 3 times with your intention. Thank you. And then join me as I shift to the overhead camera. Will you be able to see the pieces from a bird's eye view? So here we go with our Aries full moon reading. And to begin, let me just point out that the intention that you are holding for this reading is right here, really close to the shell that represents you. So it's something dear to your heart, deeply personal, I would imagine, and then yet it's surrounded by some interesting symbols. One being this elk horn, which is all about community. This idea of abundance, the home and abundance. And we've got an ancestor right here. We've got a grandmother on your mother's side assisting you here on the spiritual journey that you're on your soul's journey. What's also very interesting is right outside of the open space here around your body and your head is the planet Uranus. So that is indicating that whatever is coming up, whatever is kind of in the field here, is about things happening suddenly and unexpectedly. It may be something you've been working on for a long time. It may be something new, but the results or the consequences, the actions coming from it or surrounding this idea, there's something that will happen kind of unexpectedly. So you'll be receiving those. This is all about receiving. And it has a lot to do also with introspection or reflection. This shell, this abalone, is all about reflection, and it's wide open. So notice what is being reflected to you, back to you. It's important. We've got the wish token here, which is beautiful. I love it. So whatever you've made a wish for, be extremely aware of that. We've got a father right next to it. We've got an ancestor right there, which is father, this blue tipped bone. So grandmother on your mother's side, grandfather, or grandmother on your father's side. The two grandmothers, that's interesting, are kind of surrounding this intention. So the grandmothers are here, and here is your father. So that's fascinating. Father is close by, kind of here at the foundation, at your feet, around this idea of abundance and home, what that means to you. And we also have Eagle Condor right here with grandfather on your mother's side. So you have grandmother, grandfather. Eagle is pointing toward this grandfather, and so is horse, coming right into this kind of central point here. And also note, this area here where there's a lot going on, a lot of compressed symbolism or energy. And so there's something interesting there. Also, in fact, we've got great ones on your mother's side. So the great grandparents on your mother's side. So we've got a lot of, and here's your mother. So this is really fascinating. Like I said, we've got father and his mother, but we've got mother, grandmother, grandfather, great ones on your mother's side. And alongside your mother is Pachamama and the shaman and a vision. Be aware of, at this time, is there information, understanding, insights around your mother's lineage that may have to do with your vision. So, like I said, it may be about noticing what you've adopted from her that no longer serves you, or that you do want to bring into your vision, your own vision of your future. And this healing that's taking place now just spontaneously through this balance of light and dark, moving into more of the internal or introspective time of fall and winter, at least if you're here in the northern hemisphere. I mean, the southern hemisphere, obviously it's the opposite then of expansion, right? Fulfillment, because you are going into summer. But there's something here about the collective overall. I'm getting chills in my head. So we've got Pluto. So there's some huge energies, huge frequencies happening to the collective. So whether you're aware of it or not, there's something going on, and it is, I would say, definitely influenced, affected, or a part of this idea of the eye of God, kind of this greater consciousness, this collective consciousness, not just maybe your community even, but something even greater. Maybe it was ancestors, like we're seeing before us, who envisioned something about this future time. And you may be able to get downloads about it right now, or it may be just happening to you through your dreams. We've got Venus here. So, what is truth, love, and beauty? Again, abundance, it can mean money. So, what does that all mean to you? And how would you like to create more of that, or less of that, or something different around that, or those things in your life? And like I said, they're coming in from much higher levels or higher frequencies. We've got this energy above the crown chakra, this little abalone cross, and the idea of innocence. The way to tap into it is, really being able to tune into the collective or the wisdom field, the super conscious level of information and awareness. And that comes through the sense that we have about our own innocence, right? What we're in awe and wonder. And here we have, Mars, which is all about, again, moving forward. We have the Earth. So, this time, this kind of impetus to move forward, even though we're talking about going more internal, it could be more about going more forward around your vision, the visionary aspect of what it is you're wanting to see it come manifest in the future. So that's kind of right out of the gate. Let's look at this area here is really packed tight. We've got the 6 right inside the great mystery, something aligning, some kind of alignment that's kind of mysterious. I think this relates to the idea of something sudden and unexpected coming. So we've got this sense of alignment coming. You must speak your truth. There's a huge transfiguration happening. It may involve a partner, a partnership, another person. Could be, through marriage. It could be a work partner. Could be a, co-worker. It could be anybody, but just somebody that you're working together with, maybe a shared vision, the shared sense of vision. The heart is involved. We've got the drum, and also this idea of rebirth and sacred, kind of a sacred rebirth, and very grounded, being very grounded about it. It might be a great time to consider some kind of initiatory experience, a vision quest, a sweat lodge, something like that, because there's a lot, to unfold here, to unpack, and it has a lot to do with the higher aspects of our blueprint, our purpose. In fact, it's being emphasized. We have Jupiter here making that all bigger, feeling more expanded. And in fact, it is related also to your star nations. So your greater family, your soul family, your family of frequency. So notice what you need to drop about that to be able to access more of that, because that is key. That's a key point here. And then I always look to see when I see the key or the lock where the other is. And the lock is really in the central diamond area, and that is right next to these great ones, right? So if you feel like there's something kind of locked up emotionally, definitely here we have the water right next to that. And this idea, am I pointing? Can you see? I'm pointing, but can you see? The lock, fork in the road. If you feel a fork in the road around, possibly, one aspect might feel very Saturnian, very much about uh, father figures, authority figures, and also somewhat hidden. There's something below the surface of these authority figures, or all things Saturn, structure, organization. Yeah, and what's above all of that. So that's all brewing underneath these emotions. So really take a look at the emotions and what emotions get triggered, and notice what feels kind of unavailable or locked up. And you may want to look toward your great ones, great grandparents, if you're lucky enough to know them, have them. Also, if it's relating to any kind of physical aspect, this is Mercury. So communication with your own heart, right? Communication with the heart of the matter, the heart of yourself, heart to heart with the great ones in your life. And just notice how you feel provided for energetically as you continue to nurture a vision for yourself, nurture a dream, because there's definitely something in the air about that which is not yet created. And we're moving forward towards that, towards the idea of creating simple ceremonies to support us through these times of rebirth, rejuvenation, revitalization of who we are. And this piece here, this stone, is all about the sword of truth. So at last, if you have not felt like you've been on that path, but finding your own truth and following what is true for you, that's what I'm getting here is really important about what's kind of layered up and congested, kind of compressed here. But as we move out of that, and like I was just saying with the emotions, this is what's going to give us groundedness, the sense of grounding, no matter what is happening in the greater context of this collective, right? And even the greater collective, something much bigger than we could possibly know right now. And also, just know that that might be really feel amplified right now, because we also have the sun and all the solar activity that's going on. So underneath what it seems hidden, underneath what seems like it's restricting us with structures and patterns, that's one way of looking at what's going on. And that's not to say it's not true, it may be, but look what's going on with the other path chosen, the path of the heart, the divine and sacred union with the self, the idea of communication with the ancient ones, your great greats, great greats, that really will provide for you some kind of, even a physical, it may show up physically, but this vision of the future. And your grandfather on your mother's side, your maternal grandfather, may be a player. In fact, you may have a brother or sister or an adult, young adult, that may be part of that family lineage for you that will be interplaying with this. But there's there's space, there's room, there's space for clarity. It's really about, this, we've got both Buddhas right next to each other. It was so interesting, right next to the piece that represents sacredness. So, just looking at the sacredness of the wisdom of those who've gone before us and brought enlightenment into this place that we are now, right? Who Buddha was somebody who was sheltered as a child from pain and suffering. And then, actually, when he got out in the world, what did he discover or understand or unravel for us was that we all go through that. It's a process of the human condition, right? And what we're doing then is rising above that, expanding outward to understand how much greater we are than the suffering. The suffering is teaching us. It's our greatest teacher sometimes. Not always pleasant and not always easy, but it's sometimes our greatest teacher. So if you feel drawn to something, let's see if I can scooch this down enough, is soul retrieval or some aspect of the soul. I'm getting chills on this one that relates to the divine feminine, because it's time. It's time to deepen even further into this energy of the divine feminine, the wisdom of the divine feminine. I mean, that is basically, I'm going to be so bold as to make a statement and say that that is what's kind of saving us, or could save us, has the potential, is the energy of the mother, of creation, of co-creation, and going back to those roots of co-creating with the divine feminine, being in alignment with cycles, right? Let's see. And, it may be a time of pause right now because it's fall. I'm looking at the timekeepers and they're both facing up. And so it's not so much about rushing forward into something, but really taking something in and integrating it into your life. These awarenesses, integrating them in as you release what no longer serves. And then we just come back around to this idea, this greater idea of we are becoming our own healers. I mean, this is where our truth is really residing within us, that mother within, learning how to mother ourselves, nurture ourselves, and be more conscious about how, it's most likely we've all had some kind of childhood trauma, but looking at then how you can become the best mother for yourself as you come around the circle of life into this beautiful, look at the core here. It's wide open. It's got some beautiful aspects of honoring the emotions, honoring the process of rebirth and transfiguration, honoring the support that we sometimes need of the other, even if there's the simplicity of just their being there. They don't have to be active because this piece is down. So, it could just be their presence or something that they've experienced and they share with you, and then it's helping you through this experience. But just know all of this is really expanding outward now, and it's bringing us to this place of deep connection to our emotions, that which may have not been available but is available now, and in fact is available on such a great level, a huge and expanded level, that may even bring in this idea of reigniting some passion that you feel like you've lost maybe since COVID, but now it's here. And this is really key to your receiving this clarity of mind, integrating all that is shifting in your DNA through especially this sun, the solar energy, and just kind of creating, I see, a new foundation here, bringing your power back, right? Soul retrieval is all about the retrieval of your power, ultimately. Third chakra, we have here, this power center within us. So revitalizing, renewing the self through this idea of soul retrieval, wounded parts that we are reintegrating into our life and ourselves. But it's a beautiful beginning for the understanding of this Aries full moon that's coming on Friday. So I thank you for joining me, and I will switch the camera back and end with a little rattling so that we can close our circle with conscious intention. So we have a little mascot here. We have Bridget. Thank you for joining me for this Aries full moon reading. I want to just do a short rattle to close the circle and also affirm that I was holding the intention, as I hope you were, that this reading not only benefits you, but benefits all those you come in contact with, and that it was received through this essence of being a sovereign being, totally protected and guided. I always call in before I even start, my guides, my teachers, who bring their power and protection so that what is mine and what is yours is yours. So again, thank you for joining me, and let's just allow the rattling to close the circle for us with gratitude and appreciation. Aho.